welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IV with me, jrpg, and happy Friday to you and yours. I am super excited to be back playing this game. Now, sadly, in the last episode, we lost Palom and Porom. They casted stone on themselves to prevent the walls closing in on us. But there's really no time to mourn because we've gotten our brand shiny new airship, the Enterprise, and as soon as we boarded it, we were approached by none other than Kane, who offered us a truly dastardly deal indeed. He wants to trade Rosa for the Crystal of Earth in Toroia, which lies to the east. But before we go, let's go ahead and change our party formation. I want 3 in the front because Sid needs to be in the front. Cecil can stay in the center slot. And we'll swap Yang and Tellah. And that puts our mage in the back, and then our 3 attackers. Let's check out Sid. His weapons have a sort of wrench symbol by them, but they end up actually being hammers. Now, do I have anything I can put on him? I mean, a cap is better than nothing, right? And he's got prisoner garb on. We'll work to rectify that as soon as we possibly can, but 55 attack is pretty good. It's actually better than Yang, which is kind of insane, right? All right. So Toroia is northwest, but I think we want to do a little bit of exploring first. The interesting thing about the airship is we can get to a lot of places now. Like, we could go back to the City of Mist, and I kind of want to check that out right now. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's get Cecil back in the front and talk to everyone here. Women, children, and highly trained callers were all lost by the unknown fire. Yep, I have nothing to add to that. Super unknown. I mean, technically it wasn't our fault. Okay, I remember this. So there's going to be a secret passageway through the fireplace here. Let's see what we can find here. A tiara, cloth, and a ruby ring. Let's go ahead and throw that ruby ring on Sid immediately. That'll up his magic defense. That seems good. Can he wear the tiara? I doubt it. Unfortunately, equipment in this game is kind of gendered, which I don't think is necessarily a good thing, but you know what? I think it's fine. And I do believe there's going to be a chest right over here. Yep, 100 gil. Hear that the soul of Odin is sleeping under Baron. Ooh, I would love to check that out. The history of Mist Callers may be over now. I certainly hope not, but it hasn't been given a boost. Let's head through the secret forest passage here. Find a heal and a cure. Sure, I'll take it. And what about you? The monsters we call appear from another plane deep under the ground. That is interesting to know. So let's see what they got in the armor shop here. Bard gear. That's probably better for Sid. It's only 70 gil, so let's try it out. That seems absurdly cheap for something that could be possibly any good. It's one better, and what about cloth? Cloth is worse, so let's go with the Bard thing. Sid can wear a Bard shirt. And what about the weapon shop? Ah, yes, the dancing dagger. This thing is actually legitimately incredible. So I think what we'll do is go ahead and buy one. Should we? We'll just leave it. I don't think it's going to be better than my sword. These are all kind of, wizard gear. So we haven't checked out the inn. Why don't we stop by there? Just the naming way. Okay. All right, well, let's get a move on and get back to the matter at hand. There's a very interesting skip here that you can do. The glitch is pretty involved, but basically it involves taking a step and pausing the game while you're still on the... before you've completed the step. The game will then think you're a tile to the right of where you actually appear, and then you can access this much earlier in the game and get your hands on a dancing dagger. If you want to know more about that, leave me a comment and I'll talk about it. I could probably talk about this kind of sort of speedrunning stuff for way longer than is interesting to anyone than me. And now let's check out this place. Silveria. Ooh, I do like this place. They have very good equipment here. Hey, human, don't step on us, okay? Yep, it's a bunch of minis. Gee, you're big. Are you giants? Not exactly. I remember there maybe being something in here, but maybe not. Just an empty house. Okay, let's talk to this pig. We mine silver ores. Toads refine and small folks process. We make weapons for human use. Interesting. The silver mine is farther north. Not a long walk for your legs. Silver staff. That's actually probably an upgrade for Tellah, although I doubt I will be attacking with him. Let's check it out, though. Yeah, I mean, it's 17 attack, but, I mean, you can't really beat the cure staff. Casting a free cure every turn, come on. It would cost much to feed your huge stomach. How about some ant steak? Is that like steak made of ants or like ant-sized steak? Either one sounds kind of awful. And I'm just gonna feel around in the dark in here, but I don't think there's anything in here. And there doesn't seem to be a way to get into the adjacent building either. Okay. Oh, I remember these guys. Hold on a sec. Let's talk to everyone else first. And what about around back here? $5,000 gil. I like that. Okay, we already know that. Oh, I was really... Okay, perfect. Silver dagger. I believe I can use dagger, or Cecil can use daggers, so... Yeah, that's not very good at all, but I do believe they are worth a lot of money to sell. Let's see what's in the, for sale here. Silver gear. That seems expensive, but... we'll hold off for now. But I think this place is worth remembering. And let's check out the weapon shop. Yeah, so I remember why all this stuff exists, but I'm gonna save talking about it for right now. Interestingly, Cecil can use just about everything in here. The Paladin class is interesting because he gets to use, like, sort of healer gear as well. But I think we're okay for now on the silver gear. And let's talk to these guys. Hey! Yeah! We'll show you a great dance. Yes! Come on, brothers! We're Silvera brothers. Let's dance. This one's particularly long. I'm loving this. Thank you. Oh, yeah, that's... I mean, I have to go with, the, Man and Drag at Fabul is my favorite. But, that one's gotta be a close second, right? Did you see my daughter? I don't think so. I'm the cutest girl in this town. You know what? You sure are. All right, I think we're all done here. Why don't we get back to the matter at hand? It is so tempting to just kind of fly around and see every single thing you can possibly find, but we need to get to Toroia. Okay, I do believe this is where we want to go. Yep, here we are in Toroia. Oh, man. I forgot about this. Look at this creepy old man watching the girls swim. What? You surprised me. Go away. And he is not ashamed. He is just going to keep watching them. Yikes. Welcome to Toroia, the city of beautiful greenery and water. Have you seen my husband? Oh, I bet I know exactly where your husband is. He's in the bushes. Let's check out this house over here. Black Chocobo Farm. Thanks to nature, we have lots of fresh veggies, and even the chocobos are with us here. All those chocobos? How to breed chocobos. We learn a lot more about how to breed chocobos in Final Fantasy VII, that is for sure. And here we are at the Black Chocobo Farm. Let's check out this sign. Found the Black Chocobos, Toroian News. They are cute, but stink a bit. Yep, that's a lot of animals, to be honest. I want to fly on the Black Chocobos, but my mom says the ones here can't fly anymore. So Black Chocobos can fly, huh? That's interesting. Alright, well this guy is kind of revealing a secret passage to us, so let's try to follow him and see where he's going. Around back. The wild ones out in the Chocobos village still can fly a little bit and land in woods. You can find them in the Chocobos village north of here. That's very good to know, and how it ends up working is that they can only land on forested tiles, not anywhere else. Kook. Black Chocobos remember their home and will take you back there. So yeah, once you land on them and then get back on, they will immediately fly back home, which is both convenient but can also be a little bit annoying if you end up accidentally landing or something. All right, nothing in any of the pots. Let's get out of here if we possibly can. This place is crowded. At least this passageway back here is pretty spacious. All right. Now let's keep exploring town and gathering information. Is this woman okay? What's going on up here? Don't disturb me. I'm just sunbathing. Oh, good. Now, let's see. It looks like we can get in the water up here, and I think I'd be interested in doing that. Metals get so heavy and stuck in a cave on the island of Northeast. Better watch out. Now, that's going to end up mattering, but we'll talk about it when we get to it. Here we are in the cafe. Ah, this is the item shop. A pass, you say. You know what? Let's buy it. Now, this is something that maybe slipped by the censors a little bit. This is not exactly a cafe. But we'll talk about that in a sec here. Let's talk to everyone else in here. No, I don't want to go home. Hi, how are you doing? Just great, thanks for asking. Hi, what's up? What's up yourself? This is great. Having a good time? Yes, I am, in fact. Hello, my dears. Make yourself at home. And let's check out upstairs. Second floor. Do you have enough gil? It's going to be a bit too expensive from here on. I wonder what he means by that. Members only, kid. I mean, I've got my pass. Well. Yes. Now, I am maybe thinking you're starting to get the picture here. More food coming. He keeps telling us about his heroic episode over and over and over again. And then, I dealt the imp a hard blow. Yes, how heroic is that, defeating a lowly imp in combat? What about this guy? Oh, my sweet Margarita. Yep, that's right. We are in a bit of a brothel here. And we just bought a pass, so let's see if we can put that to use. If we can ever get past all these NPCs. Do you have a pass? Yes, I do. Let's give it to him. Have a good time. And here we go. Where will we be able to go? The Saloon King. Welcome. The grand show is about to begin. Let's check it out. Oh, yeah. Oh, they bring me on stage. And Cecil must be thinking, yo, I'm a paladin, I can't be doing all this. And it's all over. But they did leave the door open. So maybe we should go check that out. And I just want to say, maybe brothel was too strong of a word. I mean, this is definitely a gentleman's club of some kind. Let's put it that way. And the really unbelievable amount of dancing girls in this game is just so strange, but I love it. Did you like it? Well, I loved it. I sure did. I really enjoy all the dances, but let's see if we can figure out what's going on over here. Hey, this is the dressing room. That's right, we can kind of invade the dressing room. And that's about it. I think that's like the whole thing. Okay, let's get out of here. This definitely feels like something that they would have been interested in censoring out of the game, and it costs you 10,000 gil just to see that. But listen, if we don't have a pass to the Gentleman's Club, like, what are we even doing here? Are we really adventuring at that point? Now, let's see if we can get in the water. We can talk to the swimming girls first. You can't swim with such armor on. It'll rust. Hi, want to swim together? I mean, I kind of feel like we already are. But a lot of what people are saying to us is supposed to be a clue that a lot of what we're wearing, such as all of my equipment, at least some of Yang's. Actually, none of Yang's. That's good. And some of Sid's stuff, maybe, is metallic. So weapons have a lot of different properties in this game, and unfortunately, despite the fact that you have this helpful text box above to tell you what things do, all of the properties and abilities and things that items, or at least equipment does, is completely hidden. Which is really a shame because there's actually a lot going on. And I will try to fill you in as much as possible, but it all ends up being kind of a lot, maybe, I would argue maybe too much. But I want to explore this and make sure there aren't any hidden treasure boxes over here. No, but there is going to be a secret passage, so we can access this sort of grassy area over here. Do you know about the Twinharps? A pair of harps which can send the sound of one to another. Ether and a Kier 2, I will take it. And an ether too. That's the first one of those we've seen. And 1,000 gil. That was totally worth it. All right, let's get back to where we were, and I think we're about ready to hit the castle. But I don't think we've checked out the weapons and armor shop yet, so let's make sure we do that, and then I think we're ready to head into the castle. Have we talked to you? We have. Okay, nothing we need here. Leather might be interesting for Sid. Let's buy one and see. It costs a lot more than the bard gear, that's for sure. It's exactly the same, but more expensive. Great. Let's just make sure nobody else needs any upgrades, but I don't think so. Certainly not Cecil. Yeah, he's got Gaia gear on. Okay. And let's check out the weapons store. So, there is a bow and arrow here. Sid already has the wooden hammer. And that's interesting to know. But we'll hold off on that for now. All right, time to go to the castle and deliver them the bad news about what we want with their crystal. Welcome to Toroia. Please feel free at home. That is a pretty bad translation right there. Please feel free to make yourself at home, I think is what they wanted. About the crystal, then talk to the clerics inside the castle. The 8 clerics govern this country. Make sure to be polite to them. Understand? You got it. A man from Damsian was found on the beach. He says he's a prince. Oh, that's Edward. Toroia has never been in a war. I wonder how much we can actually defend ourselves. I would guess in your first try in war, you might have a bad time. Toroia is ruled by women. Troops and soldiers are all women too. Me? Of course. Seems like Baron is up to something. Yep, you're very astute. They are definitely up to something. It's called world domination. I'm not an old maid, I'm the minister. The 8 clerics are inside. You see that? We're already being rude and sexist. Come on, Cecil. Dance? Me? Who do you think I am? I'm the guardswoman. Yep. We are not with the program here. This is not a leotard, it's our combat uniform. I will say, though, that the leotard not being a great combat uniform is still a problem to this very day in fantasy IPs. Please keep quiet, we have a patient here, and that is definitely Edward. Let's get in there. Edward. Edward says, Cecil, so you are alive. Let me join you. Tellah says, what can you do in such a wretched condition? Lie in bed quietly. Edward replies, Master Tellah, forgive me. You lost Anna because of me. Tellah doesn't reply, and Edward says, really? Yang says, Prince Edward, think only of your health now. And Edward says, Yang, so you too survived that Leviathan attack. Then Rydia? Yang says, sorry. Edward says, poor Rydia, and I can't do anything while you fight. It's a shame. Sid says, don't worry. Me and my enterprise will take your share. I've heard you had taken good care of Cecil and Rosa. Now it's my turn. Sid's a good friend. Edward says, you are that master engineer, Sid? Then you have an airship. Cecil, where's Rosa? Cecil says she was caught in exchange for the Crystal of Earth at Toroia. But the crystal is now in the hands of the Dark Elf. Dark Elf. Edward says, Cecil, take this. And Cecil says, what's this? Edward says, say my substitute. It may help. And that's the Twinharp that we learned about in town. Edward says, Cecil, save Rosa. And we will. And how do we know that the crystal is in the hands of the Dark Elf? Well, we did things a little bit out of order, but we're going to find that out in just a sec. It's Edward's harp. He may not walk or get up until he's all well. Don't worry, we'll take care of him. Edward shouldn't move yet. Me? I'm a nurse. The doctor is this lady. Man, we are so rude. All right, let's go ahead and explore the right side before we head to talk to the sages in the throne room. I do love, I just noticed this now, that there's like a subtle harp line going on in this place where we end up meeting up with Edward again. That's pretty cool. What do we have over here? This used to be a dungeon, but we keep our treasures here now. Do you have the cleric's permission? Yes? That's a lie! Too bad. We gave it a try. But she's a good guardswoman. She can spot a liar, no problem. All right. Ether there. And let's just kind of rub around the walls, make sure we're not missing any secret passages. I don't remember every single one, but I am confident we'll be able to find pretty much all of them. We do get access to some free treasure in here. Couple of cure 2s, nothing wrong with that. And a couple of ruby rings, and those are going to come in handy for reasons that will become clear fairly soon. I feel like you should be a little suspicious of the fact that they're loading us up with a bunch of free stuff here. We have a pretty difficult dungeon coming up. Our clerics are Sisters of 8. They serve for the Crystal of Earth. I like this place better than any place else. And this reminds me a lot of the Circle of Sages from the original Final Fantasy. I think it's kind of a cool callback. Crystal of Earth, Dark Elf took it, and we must take it back. But how? Metals get heavy in the Cave of Northwest. Your swords and armors of metal will be the same. Dark Elf is in a cave on an island over in the northeast. The land will return to desert without that Crystal of Earth. That sounds awfully familiar. Dark Elf is weak against metallic weapons, so he sealed the cave with a magnetic field. And there it is. So what's going to end up happening is when we go after Dark Elf, we're going to end up in a cave with a magnetic field, probably a magical magnetic field, I guess. That's going to make our metallic weapons and armor a little bit too heavy to carry. And that's what I meant about secret properties. Weapons and armor have things, properties like being metallic and lots of other ones as well. And so we're going to have to kind of puzzle out what we can use and what we can't in there. However, I already know the answer, so I'll just take you right through it. If you can get it back, show it to us first, and we promise to lend it to you. You cannot have it, but if you can take it back, you may use our Crystal of Earth for a good purpose. We, the 8 clerics, rule this country. We used to have the blessing from the Crystal of Earth, not now. And let's check out the crystal room. And sure enough, no crystal. And if this whole scenario maybe reminds you a little bit of Astos from the original game when we went to retrieve the crown, you're in for a real treat. So now, putting this all together, let's go ahead and check out the surrounding area and see if we can find where that cave is. That's going to be right up here. Unfortunately for us, though, there's no place to land the airship. but we did learn that Black Chocobos can land in forested areas, so we're gonna need one to get to this place. And we also learned that Black Chocobos live in the wild north of town, which is gonna be right up here, so that's where we're going. And I believe we've got enough spare equipment to deal with this section. No spare helmet, but I think that's going to end up being fine. And we have a spare ruby ring. However, yeah, 2 of those is going to be enough. I guess we would actually like 1 more. So why don't we swing by the armor shop real quick? And let's get a leather helmet, too. And that should be good. And let's check out our healing item situation. 4 cure 1s, 8 cure 2s, 10 heals, 4 lives, a pile of ethers. And I think a stay at the inn before we get started is in order as well, so why don't we get that out of the way? All right, let's go indeed. Now, one thing I do want to do before I head out, we did buy enough ruby rings, but there is one thing I want to pick up before we leave. And that's going to be this great bow. And then we're going to go ahead and buy some arrows for it. I think like 1,200 each. Let's just go like 20 of each, I think. And the reasons for doing that will become clear once we get there. We have already been told about the magnetic field, though, so I don't need to be too coy about that. So let's head on foot to the Chocobo Forest. Are we not going to get a single encounter? That's fantastic. All right. Perfect. Now that we're here, right over here would be where the big Chocobo would be. If we wanted to use that, we don't really need to do that right now, though. And the white Chocobos here will refill your MP. Now, we stayed at the inn, so we should be all good on that and didn't get in a single random encounter. So I think we could just go ahead and corral ourselves a Black Chocobo. And this song is just fantastic. Unfortunately, it's a really short flight, so you don't really get a chance to listen to it very much, but we're going to take a second here. Okay, that's enough of that. Now let's head inside. Oh, there's our random encounter. I think these are new but talent swaps, but we'll go ahead and leave it in anyway. That needle attack is pretty strong. Like 100 damage a hit is a lot. This cure staff is awesome. The cure on it is a little bit weak, but it's definitely better than nothing. And we are just swimming in ethers right now, so we're just fine. I think I'm going to take a second to save. And let's head inside. Cave Magnes. What is this magnetic field? Metallic things would be too heavy to control. Yang says my claws seem okay, and Tellah says do not worry, I'll do it with my magic. So what we're gonna want to do is not use any metallic equipment. And that's what I was talking about when I say that weapons and armor have different properties. So for Cecil, we're going to want to put the bow in his left hand. There we go. Let's put it in his left hand, because I think if you get this backwards, it ends up being slightly worse. And we'll just start with fire arrows, but I don't know. And let's test that theory real quick. Yeah, so because of his right-handedness, you want to hold the bow in the left hand. And I think that's really interesting. Maybe a little bit of a cheap shot, but if you do it right, then he has better attack, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, let's go ahead and put on some leather gear. And this is all going to be a fairly significant downgrade, but fortunately ruby rings are not metallic. And one interesting thing to note about silver is that silver is actually mithril, which is metallic, whereas silver... It doesn't make sense that it's metallic unless you know that it's mithril, because silver is non-magnetic, right? Anyway, we're going to get all these ruby rings on, and then we should be good to go. Okay, that should be all good. Yang's claws are just okay, because I feel like they maybe just couldn't figure out, like, should we make, like, wooden claws or something that wouldn't make sense? But... not only is this cavern difficult, but we are also going to go through it pretty significantly under-equipped. But let's get to it. Gear 2, I like that. Ooh. I love these ogres because they look just like the Titan from the original Final Fantasy. Like, their design is totally a reference to him, and I just think it's great. 260 damage? Wow! I might need to start using actual cure spells. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, that's just a massive amount of damage. For one pair of attacks from ogres, that's almost 50%. That's actually not significantly better than just the cure stab. Oh, and I forgot to mention Cid's Peep command. The Peep command is originally called Analyze, and what it does is will display an enemy's HP, MP, level, and weaknesses, but I don't really find it that useful, but it is worth, you know, noting what it does. Oof. 255. And I do love Cid's big grin for his celebration animation. I think it's just great. Alright, that should be good. Let's keep going. Okay, I don't think we've seen panthers yet, but we want to kill these guys quickly. They have a bluster attack that causes instant death, which is bad. Okay, just one ogre shouldn't be too much of a threat, but they do still hit pretty hard. So while we're waiting to beat down this ogre, one thing that I did want to mention that I think is pretty cool is how the active time battle system was conceived. And that was Hiroyuki Ito, and he was watching a Formula 1 race and seeing racers pass each other at different speeds, gave him the idea to have sort of this invisible meter fill up and then have a turn become available, which I think is pretty sweet. Yeah, I mean, we are getting beat up. We might be under-leveled. I mean, we gained a few levels there, and everyone helps, but wow. I'm getting a little bit nervous. Having to heal after every single fight is definitely concerning. All right, let's keep going. I'm not scared, you're scared. All right, why don't we go ahead and use some ethers? Tellah's doing okay. And I feel like Cecil's magic is the least important, so that should be fine for now. We did manage to level up once or twice, but I'm really hoping for more before we get too much further. All right, picked up a free cure 2 there. That is always nice. I think we're okay for now. Let's keep going. A heal potion is not really going to help me very much. I do remember there being some pretty sweet treasures in here, though. Yeah, here we go. Ether, I will definitely take that. And 500 gil. Okay, not actually that sweet, but ethers are always good. Ooh, cave bats are new. If I remember right, these things do like a kind of drain attack. That was massive damage for my bow and arrow. Nice. Maybe they won't even get a chance to do it. All right. See you later, bats. And a free cure 2, that's nice. Little upward pressure on our healing item count never hurt anybody. I don't think I want to go that way quite yet. Another ether, and is there anything else over here? I don't think so. Okay, I think we're ready to move on then. Ooh, a save area? I'm interested in using this, I think. I'm very nervous about this, to be honest. I think ordinarily for this part, I would probably do a little bit of grinding. But I'm gonna risk it. I think we'll be okay. Oh, look at these guys. These are totally the wizards from the first game. Oh, it's so cool. I wonder if in this one they're actually spellcasters. I don't remember. In the original, they were not. They just punched you right in the face. Oh, Cecil is out of arrows. I better do something about that. Okay, just paralysis. That's fine with me. Okay, I'll just have to remember to equip those after the fight. Yeah, running out of arrows in here could have been a real problem. We'll go with ice, I think. Fortunately, we came prepared, though. Let's check out in here. All right, what will we find in here? Cure 2, Cure 3, and a life? Okay, I will take that. That helps a lot. So we are getting relatively beat up in here. It's no joke. All right, Cecil learned exit, which actually could come in handy. I'm pretty sure Tellah already knows it, but, you know. I think the geography there doesn't quite make sense, but whatever. Oh, cave nagas are new, and we got surprised. That is not good. Not great, at least. But I do think that this place is supposed to be a bit of a facsimile of the Marsh Cave. I mean, it's got some of the same monsters, and just wait till you get a look at the Dark Elf. Fortunately, those pythons aren't too tough. I don't know how well ice is going to work on Nagas, but we'll find out. That seems just fine. But I do miss Cecil being the beast in combat that he usually is. Definitely makes things a lot more challenging. Level up for Yang is good. He might be over 1,000 HP now. In fact, he almost certainly is. Yep, nice. Charm Claw, let's put that on immediately. And I think from the Charm Harp you can guess what this one does. But mixing up his elements is usually good. Yeah, these are just 9 MP apiece, so we may as well just kind of top everybody up a little bit here. Here we are in the 4th basement. And I feel like we're getting close to the end here. But first, let's loop around back and get that treasure box. Whoa, Vamp Girl's new. I think we're gonna want to do a spell on everybody here. There are quite a few of these guys. I think Vamp Girl's design is pretty cool. She looks real cocky. Like a sassy teenager, almost. That should? Oh, that got a lot of them. Okay. And that vampire is what I was talking about with the drain attacks. I'm not sure we've gotten to see one of those yet. But it will damage you a little bit and heal them a little bit, but they're not really a big threat. Just kind of pesky. Alright, level up for Sid. I like that. Every single one of those is gonna help. Now, I'm not completely sure, but I feel like through the torches is probably the way we want to go, so let's check out over here first. Another save point? Why don't we go ahead and use it? I think that's a great idea. And we'll go ahead and save. And let's go get that crystal. Because we're gonna need it to get Rosa back, and the sages don't know that we're going to quote-unquote borrow it, and by that we mean use it for ransom. That looks good enough to me. And here we are in the crystal room that apparently the Dark Elf built in this cave or something. I mean, if he's capable of putting a magnetic field around it, he's capable of anything, right? The Dark Elf says, "You cannot go any further. You cannot take my crystal. You cannot use metallic weapons. You cannot defeat me." Yang says, "Don't worry," and Tellah says, "We'll do it." And look at his design. Doesn't he look exactly like Astos? It's so cool. "Me attack you," he says. And he's gonna do like a tri-elemental attack. And this is going to absolutely devastate us. Now, the thing about that is that attack power on that is super juiced. It's not actually that strong, because we're not really going to even change that much equipment. And then he's going to cast Weak to put us at just a couple of HP. And Yang says, oh. Cecil says, we can't. And Tellah says, my dear. And we're just losing here. Cecil cries, if I can use my sword. And what will we do? And Edward somehow senses they're in danger. But he falls to the ground as he tries to leave bed, and the nurses say, stay in bed. You cannot move around. Where are you going? Edward says, don't worry. I just want to get to my harp. Ouch! And they say, I told you, do not overstrain yourself. Edward says, let me do this. I must save them. And now it does seem like maybe they could have just brought the harp over to him, but this is Edward's big heroic moment, so let's let him have it. And the Twinharp made a sound synchronizing the tune played by Edward. Yang says, oh, and Tellah says this melody is, and Cecil says, Edward's harp. The Dark Elf says, what? What is this nasty music? Ugh. Edward says, wield your sword. Dark Elf cannot control metallic weight while I'm playing. It's Edward. And now the magnetic field is broken, so we can put on our good stuff. And let's do exactly that. Let's go ahead and get our legend sword out, and let's put our paladin gear back on. And I love that we get to just listen to Edward's theme the whole time. It's so great. Let's get our silver/mithril ring back on. I don't have one for Sid, but that's okay. Let's give Tellah his mithril one. And yeah, there's no other real changes. But you're going to see in just a little bit that that attack is going to be much, much weaker. So let's get to it. Grr, you. And instead of the battle theme, we have just Edward's theme for now. And he's going to cast his tri-elemental attack again. But it's not going to be quite as good as last time. Yep. But that's what I mean, is that doesn't make any sense. Like, all we did was basically change Cecil's equipment and a couple of rings, and it goes from like hundreds to tens. But it's okay. The Dark Elf says, me change. And the real battle begins. Let's go. $160 is pretty damaging, but let's go ahead and give him a Fire 3, why not? Cecil's putting some damage on him, wow. Fire 3 did 25, okay, let's try a different element then. That was pretty strong. We're gonna keep attacking though, and we'll probably just use Tellah for some, oh wow, he's already down. Okay, I was never worried. Never a doubt in my mind we'd win easily. 5,000 gil and 1,500 XP for our trouble. And down goes the Dark Elf. and the crystal is as good as ours. Dark Elf says, why did that music reach here? Give me the crystal, the everlasting life. Thank you, Edward. And that's right. People don't respect Edward enough. Edward is like the MVP. If we didn't have Edward with us, we would have died here. This adventure would be over. Let's get it. And the Crystal of Earth is ours. Now we just need to get out of here, and believe me, I am not walking all the way out. Let's just cast an exit spell. And now we just gotta get back to the castle. We'll take our Black Chocobo back to the Chocobo thing. And since we're here, we may as well go ahead and heal up using magic. Fill up our MP. And we can take another Chocobo back to the castle. Let's take a ground one this time. It'll be fun. The Black Chocobo's theme is a lot more lively, I think. All right, and we are going to go let the sages know that we've retrieved their crystal, but that we want to quote-unquote borrow it. But that's going to have to wait until next time, because I'm all out of time for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Final Fantasy Friday.